Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, Arizona's early winter illnesses are shifting fast, from the flu to E. coli concerns. We'll break down the latest numbers and what families should watch for. Also tonight, Thanksgiving may be behind us, but demand at Arizona's food banks is only growing, why the next few weeks are so critical. And a heartwarming holiday event returns, pairing officers with children for a shopping experience like no other. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Steve Goldstein in for Ted Simons. Arizona is seeing early shifts in seasonal illness. Flu cases rose noticeably last week and COVID saw a modest uptick. At the same time, a cluster of E. coli cases tied to the state fair is drawing attention back to hand washing and safety practices. Joining us is Will Humble, Executive Director of the Arizona Public Health Association. Good to see you, Will.
Hey, Steve. Happy Pledge Week.
So numbers are up when it comes to the flu.
Just barely. Just barely
okay.
In the last week. But it's been really low. Both influenza, COVID, and RSV have been low all season, all the way through November. And just this last week, we saw a little uptick, especially in influenza, not as much in COVID.
So are we counting our chickens, to coin a phrase, before they hatch, or are things looking pretty good? What are you expecting as we go forward?
Oh, well, we're going to have a flu season, and typically Arizona's towards the February peak, or sometimes even March. Sometimes it's in November. We're usually a little bit later. The reason why, I don't know.
Well, so before we get into the big picture federal stuff when it comes to vaccinations, how are we doing as a state, and what have you seen? I'm sure you've talked about this a lot in the past, but what trends have you seen since the highest days of COVID during the pandemic, before the pandemic, as far as when people would get vaccinated, just against the flu? Have we seen those numbers really drop off pre-2019 to now?
Well, what's the big drop-off has been on COVID vaccine.
Right.
Because people just are, for the most part, seniors are sometimes getting the vaccine, but it's really dropped off a lot. And a lot of people are like, look, I've had 2, 3, and I think I'm on 6. So I'm still going to get another one. But I think a lot of people are like, I've done my part on that one. And they haven't adjusted their thinking to think of COVID like influenza, which is something that you get the updated booster every year. Influenza vaccine hasn't dropped off the way COVID has. And I think part of that has to do that the influenza vaccine is not a messenger RNA vaccine. And there are people that just, for whatever reason, and maybe something they see on Facebook or whatever, are like, they just don't like the mRNA vaccine. So I think that's also hurting COVID vaccination. Well, because most of those are COVID or mRNA. Not Novavax is not. That's a more traditional vaccine for COVID.
Well, just talk a little bit more about mRNA, just so people realize the distinction.
Yeah, so it's a fairly new technology. It's been researched for a long, long time, and what it would allow, if we could. By the way, there's stage 3 clinical trials to develop a messenger RNA influenza vaccine. The real advantage to that is that if we could get an mRNA influenza vaccine, we could get an updated vaccine for influenza even in our summer. And what's happening this year is in our summer, which was the winter in the southern hemisphere, there was a new strain of influenza that developed, and it's been circulating in Europe, and that's going to probably be the dominant strain that we see here in Arizona and in the U.S. But we can't update we knew about it in June, but we can't update the vaccine because you have to make the decision in March, and it's too late to change it. If we could get an mRNA vaccine for influenza, we could adjust it over the summer and it would be more accurate.
So I've got a sort of a general policy question for you that pops to mind for me. As more and more people are worried about where their health coverage is going to come from, as we're seeing changes in the marketplace, et cetera, does that affect how often people go get the vaccine, how focused they are on getting a vaccine? Or because I think often people will think, oh, my health plan will pay for this. How complicated is this?
Yeah. Well, if you go uninsured, people are just unlikely to get to pay cash for the vaccine.
Right.
And so that's the issue, is if people decide this new marketplace insurance is, I'm just rolling the dice, I'm going to go uncovered, those people are probably never going to get vaccinated. Yeah. Even if you're on the basic bronze plan, you still have to have first dollar coverage for vaccines. That's part of the Affordable Care Act. So even if you have a big deductible, you should still be able to get those vaccinations without a cash pay.
Well, does that concern you at all that fewer people get vaccinated because we're seeing changes in the marketplace?
Sort of, but I think these bigger cultural problems around the resistance to vaccines are a much bigger problem than the insurance part of it. And it's also like, I don't know how to fix it. Like, when people start resisting vaccines, and then you have a Secretary of Health and Human Services who's anti-vaccine, and that kind of resonance really damages. So I think that's a much bigger deal than the insurance thing.
Now, well, you've done this before because you gave me a great segue. I was going to ask you about the HHS Secretary. Any developments today when it comes to vaccination policy?
Not today. They had lots of debates today. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I listened to some. They're going to be making a decision tomorrow on what to do with the hepatitis B birth vaccine. So we'll be able to talk maybe on the next show that we do together what happens there.
I don't want to stick a coin in you, but a lot of people are concerned about how vaccination is being perceived now because of the HHS Secretary. We don't have much time here, but what are your biggest concerns other than the obvious ones, that we've had some diseases that were basically eliminated and now they're reappearing?
My biggest concern is he's likely got 3 more years, Kennedy does. And I expect over that course, I think he's grading the road to really undermine vaccination. He hasn't done a lot yet except take away members of the committee. He's grading the road. And I'm afraid that if there aren't any accountability checks and balances, by 3 years, we could see big, giant changes to what vaccines are actually even available, what the vaccines for children will pay for, what health plans will pay for, and all they have to do is change these ACIP recommendations. So it's kind of an existential threat, but he hasn't done it yet, but I could just see the pattern developing. It's actually pretty strategic.
Okay. Less than a minute left. I want to make sure we get in this story about what happened at the state fair and E. coli and people getting sort of strange sicknesses. What's going on there?
So it appears as though there was a pig infected with a certain strain of E. coli at the petting zoo part of the state fair. And when I was in my old job as the health director, we went to the state fair and I had my epidemiologists go out and we're like, we need a hand washing station at the beginning of the petting zoo, and we need a hand washing station at the end, and we need rails and it needs to be monitored so that you watch the kids washing their hands before they leave. That they're not haven't been doing that, and it's their close restroom. But like with kids, you can't say you can't do it that way. You have to watch them wash their hands. Yeah. So I'm not against petting zoos. They're really good and safe, and it's a good way for kids to get accommodated with agriculture and stuff. But the hand washing is really the thing that they needed to do, and apparently it didn't happen this year.
I've been trying to have Ted do a hand washing station here, and he won't do it.
So I mean, it sounds like there's hundreds of cases, or at least 100 cases, and this is not like a run of the mill E. coli. This is a really bad strain. It
sounds like some kids are really suffering.
It's bad. Yeah.
Well, Humble, great to see you. Will, thanks.
My pleasure.
Next time on Antiques Roadshow, X marks the spot for vintage treasures when we check out the stuff of a generation.
It's amazing. Wow, very cool. Oh my!
Don't miss our special edition, Antiques Roadshow, the Gen X years.
Monday night at 7 on Arizona PBS.
Nothing goes as deep into your soul as music.
Good time never seems so good.
Friday night at 8 on Arizona PBS.
American Masters spotlights a bromance for the ages.
I can't believe that he's here now. I can't believe that I know Groucho Marx.
That's kind of ironical that you sit here and pull a bad joke and then blame me for it.
I got the last of Groucho's prime.
On American Masters.
Monday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
Thanksgiving may be over, but demand at Arizona food banks remains high. Families continue to seek support for food and basic essentials, even as donations typically dip heading into December. Join us for a look at the ongoing need across the state is Terry Shoemaker, Executive Vice President of the Arizona Food Bank Network. Terry, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
How much did the extended government shutdown affect food banks in Arizona?
It affected food banks pretty dramatically. You've got to remember that when someone is receiving a certain amount of food benefits and that gets disrupted, it may cause other things to happen, like more interest rates or putting off a purchase that's really necessary, or at a time like Thanksgiving, not being able to get some special celebratory food in the house. And that's where food banks really come in handy for people who are experiencing an emergency food crisis.
Slippery slope to some extent then? So what you're saying, it could lead to other problems and...
Yeah. We know that disruptions in income, when you don't have much of it to begin with, means a few weeks, a few months of recovering because you might be accruing interest on something that you weren't planning to, or there might be some late fees with a bill that you weren't planning to. And when it comes to a low-income household, sometimes the only money that's available is your food budget, because otherwise the lights are going to go off, the water gets turned off, or kid doesn't have what they need for school.
Knowing that attention is raised for food banks, usually around Thanksgiving, because let's give a little bit of money and make sure so people have a Thanksgiving meal. What kind of shape are food banks in right now, considering we're post-Thanksgiving, post-government shutdown? Do people start paying a little bit less attention as the year ends?
Not really. Fortunately, unfortunately, during the holiday season, when people are focused on giving, and not just giving to each other and having family celebrations around food, they're also thinking of charitable donations at the end of the year. And so most food banks in Arizona are tax credit eligible. So that means there's an extra incentive for people to donate to food banks, especially if they're aligning with the federal tax year, which is super wonky and detailed stuff. But really, food banks and Hug Relief organizations see a majority of the donations that they get from individuals between November and December every year. So
how do we change that? And from the standpoint that people know food banks exist, they know that other people in the community are having problems at times. And let's say for folks who might be having their own challenges, we understand that as well. But is there a way to change the narrative in the sense that people start thinking about, it's not that people aren't charitable all year, I'm sure they are, but they're not thinking about food banks in quite the same way. Well, someone may be hungry, a family may be hungry in April just as much as they are in November.
It's true. And really, summertime in Arizona is especially hard because in other states you'll hear things like heat or eat, people making choices between very high energy bills and being able to afford what they need to support their household. In our summer, we've got a triple whammy because kids are out of school, which means childcare costs, also maybe some school meals that they're not getting, and also some folks have less employment opportunities because it's summer in Arizona, and some folks in the state take off because it's too hot. So it's a triple whammy for us in the summertime, but hunger is always a year-round problem.
How often are we seeing more situations now? This seemed to start during the pandemic, and maybe it's extended now as well. Folks who may have been giving to food banks are now in need themselves. How does that affect food banks, and how does that affect the community overall?
I think when you talk about basic needs, it's really a struggle to say how important it is and how close anybody is to needing a food bank. Because Americans typically only have a couple months worth of savings, anybody that you talk to may be 2 or 3 paychecks away from needing help from a food bank or needing an emergency food box. So when you think about it that way, it's people are on the edge. And so it's not something that's completely unimaginable. And I think the crisis that happened in November really highlighted how important support systems like SNAP are and how many people that you might know very well, people in your life, might need food help at any given time. So keep an eye on your neighbors, keep an eye on your family, because everybody needs help sometimes.
So just a few seconds left, and sorry to end this on not a real positive note, but how concerned are you that there might be another shutdown early next year, and that could affect SNAP benefits and other things as well?
We're always concerned about anything that could impact people who are already living on the edge, but food banks are there and they're doing as much as they can to help as many people as possible.
And Arizona, if I'm not wrong, had the very first one in the country with St. Mary's Food Bank.
Yes. St. Mary's Food Bank was founded by John Van Hengel, and he's known as kind of the father of food banking.
Okay. Terry, good to see you. Thanks. Good luck.
Oh, thanks so much.
I'm Amna Nawaz. Tonight on the NewsHour, a partisan divide emerges over a controversial strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean. That's coming up at 6 on Arizona PBS.
This weekend, more than 100 people will take part in the annual Shop with a Cop holiday program. It's an effort aimed at creating joy and building trust between law enforcement and vulnerable youth. For the first time, the event will have a location change. Sergeant Julio Cardenas from the Cactus Park Precinct joins us with a look at what's planned. Welcome, Sergeant. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So the phrase Shop with a Cop basically speaks for itself, but I want you to tell me a little bit more about the general program. Can you tell me about its origins a little bit?
Yeah, so it started with Arizona Law Enforcement Association, our Phoenix Police Union. They paired up with AZ Leos, and they've hosted this event for several years at this point. And so it's obviously tailored towards officers shopping with children.
So have you been involved yourself for a while? And I guess I want to see if there's what does it feel like to experience it with a kid who, again, may be underserved, and you get a chance to really, see the face light up, I guess is one thing that comes to mind for me.
So I recently joined their program and got hands-on. It's really been a unique experience watching it grow. The amount of planning that goes into this, though, and it's again, the driving force is to make these children happy, let them get this joyous experience of shopping with law enforcement.
Is that something that maybe the average person misses when it comes to the perception of, because we may think of law enforcement officers doing certain things in the community to protect the community, but then there's also this other side of you as human beings as well. How important is that for not just kids to see that, but the general public?
Yeah, so obviously, we do the enforcement side of it, but we're huge on community policing, community engagement, and so this is a perfect event. It highlights what we do, not just on the enforcement side, but giving back to the community in every way, shape, and form that we can.
So tell me some of the specifics that go into this. So where are the kids going to be? How many law enforcement officers take part? Give us some of the background of what's specifically going to be happening here in a couple days.
So this year, for the first time, we'll be hosting a Shop with a Cop at Metro District. And we'll have over 100 local law enforcement, or over 100 local children paired up with law enforcement. And they'll get that unique shopping experience of a one-on-one personalized shopping experience to go with them.
And is there a certain budget that each of the kids gets, and where does the funding for that come from?
So we try to get about 150 to 200 per kid. Gives them a good ample amount to go shopping with. Most of that money comes through donations, local sponsors. This Saturday, actually, we're hosting the Metro District Fun Run. It's $35. All the proceeds will go towards Shop with a Cop. Really good, positive event to be at.
Great. We're seeing some really cool images up here as well. I'm not sure if you're in here or not, but there's that looks like, some really great stuff going on there. So the kids come in, they get sort of introduced and set up, and then do they know who they're going to be paired with before they get there?
No.
Okay. So is that depending on who's in line first and that kind of thing?
Sort of, yeah. So we get a lot of volunteers that show up, and so obviously once we get everyone there and we get all the children there, we'll pair them up depending on how many, ideally one-on-one. But if we need to pair two children with one officer, then that'll be it. But yeah, they'll go shopping with them. They'll go through. They'll get a warm breakfast when they get there. Photos with Santa. We'll have a couple of our specialty units there so they can interact with all that.
So how long does the event take? So let's say a child gets there. Is it maybe an hour or so? Does it depend on how much fun people are having?
It just depends. There is no time limit. When you're having fun, there's no time limit. Time does fly, but no, there's no time limit. They'll get there. They'll get paired up. They'll go through the experience, and again, they'll just hang out. If they're still having a good time, and we have the time the event's still going, then they can continue hanging out and having a good time.
So tell me a little bit more about the fun run. Do the law enforcement folks actually take part in that as well? Are they just there to be there with the public to meet them, or could you actually run with a cop too?
You could, you might. We'll see. We'll see how many officers show up to run. But we will be there helping out with the event. Again, it's a huge promotional. Again, all the proceeds from that event do go to Shop with a Cop.
I want to get in a little bit more to the idea of the community connection, especially with kids, because there are certain communities that maybe are not as excited to see law enforcement, others that are. How good is it to help at the young age to say, hey, if an officer's in your neighborhood, the officer's there to do good things, and this is also kind of a fun way to make that early connection. And I know it's maybe an obvious question, but how important is that connection to make?
Oh, it's important. So a lot of these children, obviously, they get whatever perception they may get from somewhere else. They don't get the opportunity to interact one-on-one with us. So this may be their very first time of that one-on-one interaction. And so we want it to be a good, positive interaction. We want to build that trust in the community. starting with the children. And so this is a huge opportunity for us to do that and build that long-lasting trust.
Well, and law enforcement has a chance to maybe talk with their parents or guardians too and just have it be more of a friendly interaction, right?
Correct, yeah. So if the parents are there, again, they'll see how positive we are with the kids, and maybe if they had a bad perception of us, they'll change their mind.
And you're going to be there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're going to be paired up with a kid or two, potentially?
Yes.
Okay. Anything in particular? Are you going to try to tilt the kids toward one aisle or another, like sporting goods or toys or something? Anything you're going to...
No, I'll pick their brains, see what they like, see what their interests are. The one unique thing about these events, though, is you think they're going to shop for themselves, but they actually spend most of their money on their parents, their siblings. It's truly a heartwarming experience to witness because they put others before themselves.
That's very nice. Sergeant Cardenas, thanks for being here very much.
Thank you for having me.
That's all for this edition of Arizona Horizon. I'm Steve Goldstein in for Ted Simons. Thanks so much for watching.
Hello, I'm Alice Ferris, and we hope you enjoyed Arizona Horizon. For more than 40 years, viewers in Arizona have relied on Ted Simons and Arizona Horizon for in-depth coverage of issues of concern to our community. As you are probably aware, federal funding for Arizona PBS has been eliminated. For this station, that total was a little over $2 million. We may be defunded, but we are not defeated. We will continue to serve the Arizona community, but your financial support is needed now more than ever. And to help us make up that $2 million shortfall, the James and Barbara Ratcliffe Charitable Fund is providing an opportunity for you to double your donation. That's right, make a generous gift right now and double the impact, as every dollar you donate will be matched dollar for dollar by the James and Barbara Ratcliffe Charitable Fund $100,000 gift. So your contribution can go twice as far.